visualize a win tonight. Then go out and take it.
Facing one of the heavyweights tonight.
The Lakers coming through the tunnel with swagger. This looks like a team that's all set to go to work here at home. Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our side. And tonight, Clark, this is a contest the fans will love. It should be raining threes.
Hey, who doesn't love seeing the ball go in the basket? A bunch of points being scored. Fans, players, broadcasters. Oh! Oh, man. Show us what you got, young fella. Anthony Edwards. Love to see you operate like that.
Here he goes. The Professor's shot is off. Here's Minnesota. From 13, and James pulls it down. Here's the Professor. Count it. And the league is still buzzing, Greg, about MP, registering a quadruple double.
One of the greatest all-around games in league history. MP is an incredible talent, and you know he'll put on another show here tonight.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far.
And that's rocking the rim. Give him 2 points and tack on some for style.
Oh, he deserves them. He deserves all the points he can get there. Sensational.
I call that an executive summary statement.
Randall no good. Lakers have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. And again it will fall. Usually good there from the Professor. 6 points for the Professor. Timberwolves have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Briefly spoke with J.J. Redick. Their team's main focus tonight, well, it starts with all-star Anthony Edwards. He said Ant is an incredible player. He's so physical. We have to throw multiple bodies at him. It's got to be a team effort to keep Edwards in check. An ambitious game plan. Kevin?
Okay, David.
Oh, watch out. Come on now. Throw it down.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
Now Randall. This game at 12. And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. chance now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You look at the Timberwolves. They're locked in again at that third spot. Not a bad place to be.
And seeing where the Lakers are, they've taken this ride all the way down the stretch. Few people thought they could maintain this astonishing display of dominance.
No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Lakers have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field to start out the game. Here's the professor. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
And, you know, it's an all-out effort they've come in with. Very aggressive offense so far.
Outside Edwards. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And LeBron, the only player to reach 40,000 points in his career. Clark, you're shaking your head. It's incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely remarkable, Kevin. And I did not think I would see it in my lifetime. 40,000 points. Just the sound of that is ridiculous. And, you know, he not only has lived up to the hype that has followed him since he was 15 years old, he's actually exceeded it, Kevin, which is crazy.
And looking at that replay again, just a big-time block right there.
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
To the middle, outside for Randall. Lock at 6.
Yeah, love the job they've done here to protect the paint.
I like the way they've kept them shooting jump shots. No coincidence to find them in the lead.
Takes a step back. Here's the professor. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes your team.
And we've got a timeout called from Chris Finch. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Let's have a look at some league leaders from the last 10 games. Here are the highest scoring point guards in the NBA during that time. Well, you look at the professor leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
And you can't say enough about the value of a player like him. I mean, who can attack a defense in so many different ways from the point.
Exactly. It's just not his ability to distribute the basketball. I mean, it's the scoring punch that he provides as well. That's, to me, what makes him special as a dual-threat point guard.
A stupendous finish in traffic. The professor's got 16 points. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
How about the ferocity we have seen from them on defense? I mean, they're looking to contest every shot that goes up.
Another big component of their game early on has been their execution on the fast break. They're getting a bunch of easy baskets, pushing it in transition.
Timberwolves trail by 14. Dillingham with it. Hasn't made one yet. Back to Randall. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought.
So hard, actually impossible to cut into the lead when you have a guy struggling this bad.
A professor, good.
Guys, this has been an incredible performance this quarter. I mean, he's getting the ball where he likes it and wants it and just going to work.
Pass to Reed. Timberwolves passing it around. It's stolen by Green.
You have got to be kidding.
Hey, talk about taking things into your own hands.
Yeah, he wanted credit for the basket and the assist on that one.
Now here's Randall, and we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Now Dillingham shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Doncic. Doncic has got 5 rebounds tonight.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark. Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
Here's the professor. What a tremendous game he played against Dallas. From deep. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Edwards can't hit.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Greg, this is some kind of note. Last year, Minnesota, for just the second time, had ever won a series in the postseason.
Yeah, they've been bounced in the first round, 10 of 12 appearances. But last year's team was different. Their elite defense fueled the conference finals round.
Reed kicks to Randall. And once again off the mark by Minnesota.
It's just been a brutal outing for him. He still hasn't managed to make a shot, and the team is struggling because of it.
Here's the professor. He has 30. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Dillingham, no good.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
And well over halfway into the season now, GA, how much have the rookies changed since the start of the season?
Kevin, most are completely different players, right? The foundation was there, but they know their role on the team, and it's more about refining their game than learning.
Michael Conley, he's checked in for Minnesota. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Here's the professor. He's got 34. Count that one. The professor's got 36.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
And here is Conley. Down low. Here's Reed. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. When Naz Reid is out there, Clark, spacing the floor is a real asset for him.
For sure, and, you know, he really puts a lot of pressure on the defense because he can score from anywhere on the floor, and he's got great size and strength. And he does the little things, too. I mean, you look at his points and rebounds, but this guy gets deflections. He goes after loose balls. He gets you extra possessions on the glass. He steps in and takes charge. I mean, he does all the little and big things. And every season, it seems, Reed takes another step forward in adding to his game, and that's a testament to his strong work ethic.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Vanderbilt's checked in for Draymond Green. And it's Austin Reeves in for Luka Doncic. Here's the professor, and the Lakers tack on 2 more.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the professor in that last outing against the Mavericks was phenomenal. He scored an amazing number of points, and the points were just the start of it. He joined an elite few by walking away with a quadruple-double. That stat line was really unbelievable. It's something you really had to see to appreciate. Back to you guys.
Yeah, David, in stretches, he was absolutely dominant. Greg, he'd love to match that performance tonight.
This team needs his contribution. When he's right, he makes winning plays time and time again.
For sure, and draws so much defensive attention that it opens up opportunities for others.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Handle no good.
Boy, this is bad. Tough to watch. I mean, this is really bad. He's stone cold this quarter. Man.
Here's the professor. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Lets it go from deep. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
The defense a step slow. You can see the result.
That's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Pass to Reed. McDaniels gets a wide-open look. No good, unable to end this run.
And I like the bold move of going right back at him to return the three, but he just couldn't get it to go.
A professor, good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
It's hard for me to watch.
Shot goes in.
Finding the soft spot in the defense there. Crafty work by Conley.
2 minutes remaining.
Here's the professor. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. Misses the 3. That's tipped. Throws it up high. And finished off by Finney Smith.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
To the paint. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. The professor's shot is off. 1:27 left in the first. Inside. Minnesota calls timeout. We've seen the professor really having a great game.
And he's on fire from beyond the arc there. It's time to start shaping their game plan around stopping this long-range assault.
Derek Jones, he's checked in for the Lakers. Chris Dunn comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Miller comes in for Julius Randle. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for McDaniels. And it's Edwards in for Dillingham. 5 to shoot. Miller, no luck.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Here's the professor, defended by Alexander Walker.
When you do moves like that and you miss, you know you're going to hear it from your coaches and your teammates.
And the professor picks up the foul. That's his first foul. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Minot's checked in.
Now into the lineup for the Timberwolves, number 8.
52 seconds left to play here in the first. Conley, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Conley, so crafty with that left hand of his. The veteran knows his way around the hoop.
Here's the professor. Fires it up. And another one falls. Amazing.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Edwards passes to Conley. Here's Minot, defended by Jones. Conley kicks to Edwards. Shot clock at 6. He can't get it to go.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it. They're tearing it.
I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
That's his second.
The Timberwolves shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Team foul. Shooting for Minnesota, Anthony
That free throw, no good. The Timberwolves making a switch here. And he's good on the second. Just 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. Here's the Professor. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And that's it for the first quarter. What's been a very lopsided game. The Lakers on top, just dominating this one. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And guys, the Lakers are pretty much in control here.
Just stretching out the floor that first. They had the defense scrambling.
And you know what? That's what happens when you establish your three-point game early. Puts the defense right up against it.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Conley and Edwards are the guards. Nickeil Alexander.
Anthony Edwards, admirable, going right back at him.
Here's the Professor. Yet another bucket. 60 points. This guy cannot be stopped.
They've had no answer for him in this one.
Miller outside. Alexander Walker. Passes to Gobert. Miller outside. And here's Edwards from the arc. And a great assist by Miller as that one goes in.
After having none in the first, he gets 2 3-point shots to go here.
The Professor passes to Doncic. Here's the Professor. Non-stop scoring machine here. Three-pointer. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence. And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
And, fellas, he pulled it off to perfection.
Minnesota's gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. For three, Edwards. And the Professor pulls it down. The Professor's got his 5th rebound in this one.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
And now we'll send it over to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, for an update on Julius Randle. D.A.?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Timberwolves let me know the status. Oh, that is not what you want to see. It sounds like it's a serious injury.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factors are always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
I mean, he is tearing the defense apart, and let's face it, they have not brought their A game on that side of the ball.
It was the exact same kind of offensive showcase for him in their last game, too. When it happens this often, that's not a pattern. That's characteristic.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Second in opponent's points, 3rd in steals, and they're ranked 3rd in defensive field goal percentage. That means rim protection, hustle, and fight.
Their defense has been unreal. You brought up their points allowed ranking. They dictate the pace of every game they play. It's impossible to get out and run against them. The first one falls. Greg, you've been a part of some great contending teams over the years, but what's it like being on a team at the bottom of the standings with not a lot of hope for the regular season?
Well, Kevin, no one likes losing, but it can certainly take a toll. But it can also allow you to play more freely when you know you're bad and you're not having to deal with the pressure of expectations.
The Professor passes to Doncic. And another one falls.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, D.A.?
Kevin, Mike Conley's leadership is huge for the Wolves. Rudy Gobert says his presence on the court, but especially in the locker room, is invaluable. Coach Chris Finch said he's given us everything and more. Conley says to have this kind of trust from everyone is why I'm here. This is what I'm supposed to do. Kevin?
He is a class act. David, thanks.
Finney Smith gets those long arms up, and it seems impossible to get around him.
Driving in. Hits it again. Wow. And there it is. 82 points.
And this is a game that he will never forget.
Pass to Dillingham. Here's Edwards. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And Greg, it didn't take long for Anthony Edwards to prove himself in the NBA.
There's so much to like about his game. As outstanding as his offense is, his defense cannot be overlooked. He is a lockdown presence when he needs to be.
No good on that one. And you see, don't you, Clark, the steady progression year over year for Anthony Edwards.
Well, he's already an all-star since his third season. With Edwards, the chance is there, if he continues to show the same improvement he's shown thus far, that he's going to be MVP caliber, and I dare say perhaps the face of the league for several years to come.
Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Boy, I like the way they're playing. A very smart first half, quality shots, not wasting possessions.
Dillingham wide open, and he fires. Drills it from outside.
Leave somebody open on Conley's team at your own peril. He's going to make you pay for that.
Here's the professor. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight. Misses in close. Conley left side. Pass to Reed. Dillingham with it. Gobert with a screen for Dillingham. 6 on the shot clock. And another 3 for Minnesota.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
Here's the professor. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. For Minnesota, they've gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. You take a look at Los Angeles. They've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings, and guys showing no signs of letting up. Of course, there's the Timberwolves. They have a lot of ground to make up.
Well, right now for the Timberwolves, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
And they need to stay focused. I mean, they have to ensure they hang on to a high seed. It's imperative for them.
Here's the professor. And again for 3. He's really sniping them from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that three-point shot.
Edwards kicks to Randall. Pass to Dillingham. Here's Reed. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Lakers shooting an absolutely astounding 80% from the field. Everything is falling. Here's the professor. And got it. Another basket.
90, a legendary performance.
We'll be talking about this one, Greg, for a long, long time. Knocks it loose. LeBron James on the wing. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
To the inside, Dillingham takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Yep, you know, after a scoreless first period, he's really turned it up a notch, building some momentum.
Here's the professor. Non-stop scoring machine. Down it goes!
Take that rack down!
Slam!
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there.
Boy, I'd love to get a replay on that one. Let's keep it handy so we can see it again.
That's a 2 from Randall. Lakers with the rebound. Green's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Rolls it up. And James with the basket on the assist by Green. Green's got his 3rd assist on the night. Minnesota's gone 4-7 on three-point shots in the second quarter. Beyond the arc. Dillingham, no good.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively.
Count that bucket.
Well, he's filling it up right now, getting the shots he wants and delivering in a big way.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And once again off the mark by Minnesota. And the Lakers have possession. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
Well, it helps when your opponent makes that many mistakes. I thought that was the story of the game.
Yeah, I think that was a big part of it for sure, as it is anytime you make a bunch of mistakes. All they had to do was follow their game plan, and that's exactly what they did.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
The professor passes to James. Here's the professor.
Oh, yes, sir. Come on, bring it.
And that one is stuffed right through.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with. I tell you what, guys, there's not much more he can do. I mean, he's been on fire, yet they still trail in this game.
And again, he's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Now Dillingham. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Oklahoma City. Pass to Reed. Just 5 on the clock. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
That one falls.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take it.
Pass to Edwards. Doncic with the block.
Lucas' sheer size makes him a mismatch for most guards.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Well, he's cooking with grease. He's got things flaming up, looking for an opportunity every time down the floor when he's that hot.
Randall kicks to McDaniels. Shot from 12. And Reed has it in the corner. Edwards against Doncic. And 3 chances on that possession, but they just couldn't find a way to score. Here's the professor. Again, what an avalanche!
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Outside Edwards. 30 seconds left in the first half. Back to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
You know, once he has the positioning he wants, he's ready for the big finish. Julius Randle throwing it down.
16 seconds left to play in the first half. Finney Smith passes to the professor. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
And nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, that's exactly the kind of defense that's gotten them into the hole.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
And so it's Los Angeles, able to put on a show for the ages. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back to the action in just a minute.
Thanks.
Their three-point shooting, wow. I didn't get a math degree, but I didn't go to Shaq University either. I do know.
And time for a look here at how the West is shaping up as we continue to. And that is a wrap.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. What a game we're seeing from the Professor.
In that first half, he was a hot knife, and the defense was butter, sliced right through them.
Well, you know what, guys? My question is this. Who's he going to posterize in this half? You know, we've already gotten a number of filthy dunks out of him.
We've got Doncic. LeBron James is out there with Dorian Finney-Smith. Then there's Draymond Green, and it's the Professor in at the point. That's the Laker 5. Here's the Professor.
Reversed it home. That was pretty.
Agreed. The agility on display.
Yes, sir. Power and grace. That had it all.
Pass to Dillingham. Buries the long-range jumper. Dillingham's got 16 points.
Could have been much better defense. I mean, you can't give this guy any room to operate.
And Greg, talk about a guy who can create for himself. Dillingham can already score on elite defenders.
Yeah, and Kevin, a lot of that is his footwork. You can see the hours he's put into it. And then add in the body control and quickness. Good luck slowing this young man down.
Over in the corner, Edwards. Lakers with the rebound. Doncic has got 8 rebounds in this game. And another hit. Shot made once more from the Professor.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Pass to Edwards. Lets it go with a 3. Draymond Green pulls it in.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. The Professor's shot is off.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Edwards kicks to Randall. Dillingham with it. 16 points for him. And the Professor pulls it down. The Professor's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. From past the arc. Good, he hits again.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Here's Dillingham. They can't stop the run with that one. LA's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Here's the Professor. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
And guys, that's not as easy as he made it look. You've got to have some skills to pull that off.
Well, he's got plenty of those, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed. Let's just call him ladder climber.
And all you got to do is look at the rebounding margin as to why they hold the lead.
And you know what? That tells the story in a lot of games, guys. And here you go. It's telling the story tonight, too.
And another 3 for the Lakers.
And he got loose from the 3-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
It's Randall with the drive. LeBron with the block.
Love the defense from James. When he's engaged and focused, he can block some shots, folks.
The Professor's shot is off. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Green with the rebound.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing.
Big time throwdown with flavor.
That is just nasty.
About the athleticism on that finish.
The Timberwolves shooting a putrid 25% for the field. Poor shot selection all around. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. The three-pointer no good.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Here's the professor. Connects again from distance.
He has been on the money from deep.
Yep, definitely looking to shoot it as much as possible. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And the professor picks up the foul. That's his fourth foul of the... Completely new group for Los Angeles. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. Alexander Walker comes in for McDaniels. Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Edwards. And it's Conley in for Dillingham. Conley with it, defended by Reed. Here's DiVincenzo. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And here's the fast break. No one near Conley as he lets it go. Gobert back to Alexander Walker. And a miss there on the triple. The Lakers shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half. A professor, good.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter defense and took advantage of it.
Here's Conley. Drops in the layup for two. Conley's got 4 points this quarter.
A crafty scorer. Conley makes the most of his opportunities down low.
Here's the professor. And good! There's another.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. And so it's Los Angeles holding an unbelievable lead as the quarter wraps up. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback. Had an enforcer, but that is a rare breed, it seems, in today's game.
Yeah, that's a good observation by you, I think, Kevin. I mean, a lot of teams had more than one enforcer back in the early 80s when I was playing. There's less physicality in general in the NBA today. I think that's why you see fewer enforcers, and there's a much greater premium on skill level than the enforcement component that existed in the early 80s, maybe a little beyond that.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Edwards is out there with Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Then it's Dillingham, then it's Conley, and it's Gobert in at the center, locking down the middle. And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
They're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time defense.
Dante DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Minnesota. Edwards passes to Gobert. Alexander Walker on the wing. Vanderbilt defending. 4 on the shot clock. Poke loose. For 3. And he sinks it from deep. Three-pointer good from the professor. The professor's got 5 points now in the quarter. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Los Angeles.
And they've shown great focus on the defensive end, putting constant pressure on the ball and really disruptive in terms of what they...
Oh, Clark!
Oh, my goodness! Are you kidding me? Woo-hoo!
Nice job capturing the moments on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Here's Here's the professor. He takes it in.
Ooh, that's an old-fashioned rim wrap.
Just a remarkable gem. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Platinum level highlight reel material. That is Showtime stuff there.
Here's Dunn. Teardrop shot, and he sinks the layup.
Dunn so good with the floater. He puts just the right amount of touch and arc on these shots.
Out to the right wing. Here's Dillingham. Vanderbilt with the rebound. Vanderbilt's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's the professor. Count it, good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
For Minnesota, they've gone just 2 of 8 in this fourth quarter. The final quarter not treating them well so far.
Well, one more and that's it. He'll be DQ'd, disqualified. He's got to be able to defend without picking up that last disqualifying foul.
Naz Reid, he's checked in for Minnesota. Julius Randle comes in for Alexander Walker.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
The professor passes to Dunn. Here's the professor. And he goes in for the dunk.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, our man is going for the jugular.
Well, he only plays one way, and that's full throttle, all day, all the time, cold-blooded and lethal.
Edwards inside. That one's not going to go. The Lakers have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Here's the professor. Connects again. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Pass to Reid. Now Edwards. We've seen the league, Clark, crack down on physical play more and more over time.
You know, I think in general that's a good trend and direction and change. The game was extremely physical and rugged in the early 80s and even into the early mid-90s. But things change, and I think the change is for the better. It's about player safety and protecting players, so I think it's a good thing overall.
Vanderbilt the pass to the professor. DiVincenzo with the rebound. Minnesota's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. Offline with his 3. Los Angeles has gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Here's the professor. Edwards defending. The professor's shot is off. Here's Dillingham. Good.
Defensively, you just can't afford to give these easy looks up. Just asking to get burned if you do.
This could get even more out of hand if they continue to put up points.
Wow, Kevin, what a performance we are seeing.
17-foot shot on the way. Bank shot, no good. Here's DiVincenzo. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Boy, the upside DiVincenzo has is obvious. I mean, now it's up to him to continue working on his game and keep getting better.
For the Timberwolves, Dante DiVincenzo. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. So, Greg, you played the point. In create a player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody.
A fader. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Boy, Dunn is fantastic at moving the ball around, finding teammates with ease.
DiVincenzo kicks to McDaniels. Here's Edwards. Buries it from about 10 feet away. Edwards got 11 in the second half.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Here's the professor, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
Here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim.
Boy, the guys on the bench loving every minute of that one.
Randall finds Reed, and Reed throws it down.
That's what you want to see. Reed playing big in there.
Here's the professor. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, to glide in and reverse it home like that, so sweet.
Pass to DiVincenzo. No good on the three. Los Angeles has gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times. Here's the professor. Another bucket. Wow.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. DiVincenzo passes to Randall. Edwards with it. The 10-footer. He is hauled in by Los Angeles. The professor's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance. And this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And counting tonight's game on the season, they'll now have won 57 games this year.
And they've really had a dominant run of games against this opponent this year. They played them 3 times and won every one.
Well, once they've taken the first 2 from them, you could just sense how this one was going to go.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the professor.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Out left to the wing, and stolen by DiVincenzo. And here's the fast break. Pass to Edwards. Back to DiVincenzo. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
Well, I like to see when guards come inside. DiVincenzo trying to send a message with that hoop.
Here's the professor. From outside the arc, misses. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
are the straw that stirs the drink.